Hey, Rack on Beer viewers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's been a little while since you heard me say Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It's just been a while in general since I homebrewed, so yeah. Yeah, if you can hear it, I don't know if you can in the background, but I got the actual I'm heating strike water up or strike water mash water up, and I guess it is strike water. Um, I can't even remember. I don't even remember what brewing terms are anymore. But I'm heating water up. I'm gonna try and brew today. Getting a little bit of a late start just because I figured out that my hose was frozen solid, and that's still my only water source out here in the brew house. So I had to pull that thing in here to get it thawing out. That's gonna be my only real chilling method. But yeah, got it going. I got the grain all done, and yeah, I decided that I'm gonna do a big order from a homebrew place to get things kicked off again, and that just arrived. So I'm gonna unbox that real quick. We're gonna talk about, I don't know, what I've got planned to get going in the pipeline. So I guess the first box just has big ass sack of malt in it. Yeah, that is a 25 kilo sack of Viking pale malt. I've never used Viking malts before. They kind of just arrived. It was kind of the cheapest one because they were doing a deal. I guess I don't know. I've never used it before. I guess is the moral of that story. I don't know what the hell I was even talking about. Get a little blueberry. I mean, I have no homebrew or anything left. I've resorted to drinking blueberry sour beers out in the brew house. So, all right, what's in the other box? The other box I think is more interesting. Yes, a fermenter bucket. Well, it's not going to get used for fermenting right now. I actually specifically ordered one without a hole in the lid for an airlock. I came out here and I was doing inventory of all my grain and stuff, and I found that one of I had like a half full sack of grain that was in like a plastic IKEA tub, kind of like this, only bigger. And yeah, some mouse had gotten in there, had chewed right through the lip of the thing here, and gotten inside and ruined that whole sack of grain. Which, yeah, so that was all my base grain. That's hence the one I just pulled out of there. So yeah, that's to replace the mouse, and then I bought the fermenter because it should be able to. It's big enough. I think it was 32 liter fermenter. So it should hold a whole sack of base grain, and it's pretty heavy duty. I'm hoping, and it seals. I mean, obviously it's a fermenter, so it seals really tight. So I'm hoping that that'll keep the mice out of my stuff. I don't know how the hell they get in here, but anyway. So I bought that to actually store grain in, and then I mean it doubles in a pinch as a fermenter. So win-win, right? All right, what do we got in here? I had to order some yeast because I got a shit ton of beers planned, but I didn't really have. I have like one ancient bag of like US-05 that's I think like 2 years old at this point. And I have a bottle of harvested kvike that's been in deep cold, deep freeze for, not frozen, but in the fridge for like, I don't know, 8 months now. So I'm sure the kvike would have taken off, but I wanted to order some yeast just as backups. I got the old standby, so that'll ferment anything. And I actually, speaking of kvike, I wanted to get some of the new dried kvike strains that are coming out. The shop that I ordered from, they only had the Mangrove Jacks kvike yeast M12, which is the Voss strain, which is actually my favorite one anyway. So that works out. So I bought 2 packs of that, and this is awesome to get kvike yeast, and it was the same. It was more or less the exact same price as this USO5. So I mean, that's like game changing now to have such a such a workhorse yeast that can ferment in ridiculous different temperature ranges and stuff. Just cheap and easy to get. That's awesome. So I'm looking forward to using this and seeing if I get the same kind of flavors out of it as I've gotten from my olders, which were liquid yeasts. Yeah, so I got those. I got this because this is the Lallemand Verdant IPA yeast. I saw a lot of guys using this over in the UK, so it got me kind of curious to I don't have a beer planned for it yet, and I don't think I ordered enough hops. I ordered hops for like a I wanted to do a two-hearted, so I think I only ordered some Centennial hops, and then I've just got a ton of hops just kind of laying around, but none of them are. So I don't know. I bought this because, and then I didn't buy any hops to go into the type of beer that I think it's. So Verdant Brewing Company, they're like a big hazy beer. So this is supposed to be really good for New England style IPAs and stuff, which I don't have any hops for, so I don't know what I'm going to brew with this. Maybe it'll just wait until I get some more hops in. Here's a Mylar. So this, I'm pretty sure, is liquid yeast. That's what they usually... Oh, yeah. Yeah, so just before I ordered, they got a fresh shipment of Yeast Bay in. And this is the Wallonian farmhouse yeast. So this is like a Belgian-y type yeast. My brother swears by this stuff. Like, this has almost become like his house yeast. Him and his buddy, they have like harvested this. They like guard this strain with their life. They have like tons of it. So he just absolutely swears by it for a bunch of his recipes, which I'd like to brew a couple of his recipes. I have used this before. I think I made a farmhouse stout with it, which I remember was really cool. So yeah, I bought this on my brother's recommendation. I'd like to brew. I think he has a wit beer recipe that's really fantastic, and I'm pretty sure this is what he uses in it. But anyway, so now I've got a Wallonian liquid yeast. I guess I should be pretty new. So yeah, it's good till it's good for like 3 more months. So it's pretty fresh. That was cool that they came in fresh too, because sometimes in Europe when you order this stuff, you can get some stuff that's like, oh hey, you got to use this by tomorrow. Here's the one that I'm both extremely excited and also apprehensive about. There's the Philly Sour. So this is the Lallemand Wild Brew Philly Sour. I'm sure you've heard of it. I've seen a lot about it, but I don't know if I've actually seen anybody on like YouTube in the circle that I kind of watch brew anything with it. But it's so what it is it's a yeast. And I guess you can see, and I don't know how to pronounce that. So I'm going to go with Lachensia SPP period. I don't know what kind of yeast that is. It's certainly not regular regular yeast, which is what Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Yeah. So it's not a normal beer yeast. It's some kind of isolate that they found, and what it does is it produces. It's a yeast for lactic acid production during alcoholic fermentation. So it produces sour beers without lactobacillus activity. So you don't have to put bacteria in. I have some concerns about like cross contamination and stuff, but I could not help myself getting this, and I know exactly what I want to brew with it. So this is going to be really exciting. I'm going to do like a whole video on this and the beer I want to make with it. So I think we'll leave that for another time. But I'm really excited about it. All right, what else do we have in here? There was some I bought some Centennial hops. I already took those out and put them in the freezer, so you don't need to know. Oh yeah, I bought some Pilsner malt. I want to get some lagers going. We've been having some really cold temperatures, so I think I can actually lager ambient out here without having to tie up the fermentation chamber. So I was planning on getting some lagers going. So I bought some Pilsner malt. Well, a lager. I think this is enough for one. Yeah, what did I buy? Did I buy 5 kilos? Yeah, 5 kilos. So yeah. I want to get a lager going out here while it's still cold. And then yeah, a couple kilos of rye. I've been really digging rye in beers recently, so I want to brew some more rye. I'm actually brewing a rye stout today, and I want to brew maybe a rye IPA. Considering doing a rye two-hearted, like a two-hearted rye, which is an idea that's kind of floating around in my head. But we'll see how that goes on brew day. And then I bought something for the wife. Let's see here. It's all wrapped up in bubble wrap. So I asked her whether she wanted. They had ciders and hard seltzer kits. And I asked her which one she wanted, and I thought she would go with the hard seltzer, but they're not that popular here. We've only had a few of them, so instead she wanted to do this one. So this is the oh frig. Well, she'll like that. Oh, they might have sent me the wrong one. Although it'll probably work out in my wife's favor. So this is the Mangrove Jack, and it's the elderflower and lime cider. I thought I ordered the raspberry lime cider, and I'm pretty sure that that's what I ordered. I'll have to go check the thing. But my wife loves elderflower. I despise it. I hate elderflower. So I guess she's gonna get a whole keg of cider all to herself. But yeah, so there's a cider kit. I tried to make one of these not this past summer. The summer before. Holy crap, it's been that long. I tried to make these for our 10-year anniversary party, my wife and I. And unfortunately, it did not turn out very well. But that was mostly because I had so much going on. I kind of I had to split it up between 2 fermenters, and I couldn't control the fermentation temperature, and I couldn't, because of time constraints of hoping to get it ready for the party. I don't think I gave it enough time to clean up and ferment properly, so it just became a mess. We ended up dumping it. So here's to that. I mean, I would say dump it too because elderflower, but anyway. So yeah, all right. Finally have brewing plans and brewing stuff that I'm gonna really try and hold myself to. I don't have a lot of commercial beer around, and I've decided that I'm gonna try not to buy any more commercial beer until I have and just drink my own beer, because it's kind of crazy. I've spent this entire quarantine period, mostly drinking commercial beer, which it's nice for the breweries. I tell myself that it was to help the breweries out, and not just because I'm friggin' lazy. But yeah. All right, cheers, guys. This has gotten really super long. And upcoming, probably going to do videos on the cider. Certainly the Philly sour. I don't know if I'll record anything. This is just going to be kind of like getting back in the swing of things beer. But all right. Cheers, guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. We'll see you hopefully next Wednesday.